So, I have a bit of a bad news that I don't want to share, but I have to share. I don't know where to start. I feel quite overwhelmed with so many emotions and feelings, and I'm reeling from this letter that I received yesterday. And um, I really don't know what to say. It kind of reminds me of the first time that I turned on this very same computer in this very same living room 2 years ago in my humble one-bedroom apartment when I decided to make my first YouTube video. I felt just as nervous. I didn't have any expectations. I didn't know what would come out of it. Only this time, as I'm making this video, instead of creating content for you guys, I am having to break the news that I will no longer be making content temporarily. And not only that, I will have to pull all the existing content from YouTube as well as the Miri website temporarily and indefinitely. And it really pains me to say this, and it's going to be even harder for me to go through with it in the next few days, because if you've been following my journey, you know why I started this project. This is my heart project. It's something I feel very passionate about. Miri is not a company, and although we have this entire community here with me, when it comes to actually creating content, it's sort of a one-woman show from, creating to production to putting it out there. And I started this after a year-long journey of trying to pass the exam and finding myself extremely lonely and depressed and isolated with anxiety levels, through the roof. I told and promised myself that if I passed, I would do everything in my power, no matter how busy life got, to give back to our community by sharing everything that I learned along the way. And I've done my best to do it in the most ethical way and in a way that would elevate our profession. And I wanted to provide all of this for free. And free is important. And it was important to me because when I was preparing for the exam, I had a hard time coming up with the finances to pay for all the study resources. And when one resource didn't work and I wanted to buy another one, the price tag just kept going up and up and up. So I wanted to eventually create all the content that one would need to pass the exam and provide it as readily available in the most accessible way, free of charge, so that all would be able to access it regardless of ability to pay. And I haven't yet accomplished that. So to have to halt it today feels like such a blow, and I'm very discouraged. And without going into too much detail, because it's a pretty lengthy email I got, I do want to share with you. And the reason I want to share this with you is because I feel that I owe it to you guys after 2 years of you guys having just supported me so much. And many of you have become my friends and colleagues from around the world. Some of you have come out to California to visit me. So I owe it to you guys to explain to you why I'm pulling all the content and deleting them before I actually do so. I think you guys deserve to know. So basically, I received a letter. It was just yesterday. I haven't fully made sense of it yet. Everything is sort of unfolding in real time, but it was a letter. Excuse me, I feel like I'm at a loss for words. I keep trying to find words, but bear with me. I'm just feeling very distraught today. It was a letter from an attorney who represents NBCOT, and in the letter it stated that I have to stop, I'll just read this quick part. I have to stop using I have to stop making unauthorized, inappropriate, and deceptive use of our client's name and trademark, and client meaning NBCOT, and that I have to make modifications. So this is not a full list. They haven't provided me all of the examples. This is just a few of the examples in which I have to go through all of my content to make these adjustments and changes. One of which is to reduce the frequency and prominence of the name MBCOT, the trademark name. I don't even know where to begin to do that, because I talk about MBCOT all the time. Like, do I reduce the frequency by only saying it 10 times per video, or is it not mentioning it at all? I'm not sure. I'm not a lawyer. So, like, what about all those websites that talk about MBCOT? I don't know. And it also says that I can refer to the exam as the OT exam, but that if I need to refer to the exam by the name, I have to use the NBCOT exam, not just the MBCOT. And I also can't use MBCOT as a noun or a standalone word. So these are just a few examples, and I don't know what other rules and restrictions they are for me to be able to say or write the word MBCOT. And without having a legal counsel myself, it's really, I don't even know how to make these changes, even if I wanted to. And even if I had this ambitious goal of making all the changes in the next 5 days, I couldn't do that because I have over 44 videos and hundreds of pages on my website. So to go through all of them line by line, word by word, to make sure that NBCOT wasn't used as a noun or a standalone word, or that I didn't use it too many times, would be a Herculean effort. And I don't have the finances or resources to be able to do that. And I have to confirm in writing within the next 5 business days that I have stopped all unauthorized use. And frankly, those 5 days doesn't allow me the time to change. It gives me just barely enough time to pull all the content so that I'm in compliance. And so I have respect for the rules and law, the trademark law. And if you have come into my Facebook group, if you've watched my MBCOT ethics videos, you know that I'm very serious about being compliant with ethics and regulatory agencies. So this is in no way for me to say that I'm not interested. I'm just baffled, confused, and I have a big question mark over my head. I have a million questions going through my head, but the greatest question being why. There are so many websites and bloggers and established websites through OT programs even that use MBCOT, the word and trademark, in the same way that I have. So I don't really have a blueprint for how they want me to use or not use the word MBCOT. And because I'm not a company, I'm just one person and I'm not selling these products, I'm so confused as to what interest it would have for MBCOT to send me this letter. I just don't know. I don't understand. Why would, if anything, was I naive to believe and to think that MBCOT would bolster my efforts, that they would want to support it because it's giving MBCOT greater, I don't know, prominence in the virtual world? I don't know, maybe not, maybe not, and clearly not, because I was met with this letter. I don't know. So here I am. I will be spending the next few days quickly pulling the content, and so you will see all the videos deleted. But again, this is temporary, and I'm gonna try my best to bring the content back to you guys. And in the meantime, I did create a support OT Miri page, and this is a hard ask. I've never done it. I've never asked you guys for donations in my video, but at this time, I do need support and I need legal counsel. NBCOT has used the legal counsel to send me this letter, and without legal protection, I don't even know how to correspond with them. And so for me to be able to actually get through this and get the OT Miri community back and all of the content, I feel that I would need to get some direction. So I will link the video description, or I will provide the link in the video description. If you can't because you don't have a job and you're studying, and I get it, don't feel pressure to do so. I've said this a million times before. The greatest gift you can give me is the gift of you passing the board exam and joining me as a colleague, and us walking together in this wonderful profession as we share this journey together. And so that is the biggest reward. But for those of you who can donate, and who, if you've watched even one video or two videos and have benefited from them, do consider making a contribution. It will make a world of a difference, even if it's just $1. Imagine $1 from every single one of you guys, and what that can do to help me and this community in bringing the content back. And for those of you who are still studying and are disappointed or upset that I'm pulling the video, I'm sorry. I'm getting emotional. I just want to remind you, though, that I'm not smarter than you, and you don't need my resources to pass. You can pass this exam and pass with flying colors, with or without my help. And there's no one who can help you better than you can help yourself. I've always believed that. And the greatest role that I wanted to play was to help you realize how incredibly smart and capable you are. So don't let this stop you on your journey to becoming the most confident and competent and the best version of who you are. It's just a little bump along the road, and I believe that we can bounce back from this. So until next time, stay well. Thank you for hearing me and always being here for me. I love you guys so much, and I will look forward to making another video, hopefully with better news soon. Bye.